Hi, and welcome to the next video in this synthesis course by Cubase Guru. This one is how to make the 4 basic sounds using the Reaktor synth that we built. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. I'm going to follow the same principle. Now, as you're probably already aware, these synths, the Zebra synth and this Reaktor synth, are pretty much the same. The difference with the Reaktor synth is we've added an extra couple of oscillators, well, one extra oscillator. We're only going to be using one at the moment, so we've got the oscillator 1 level up, oscillator 2 level down, noise level 2 down. And as you know how I work, filter cutoff up halfway, amplitude envelope sustain straight up. That's me got my starting sound. Doesn't sound much like a saw wave, that's because the filter's only at half. There's your saw wave there, but I like to start here. Okay, to create our bass sound then, we'll start as usual with the amplitude envelope, and we'll have a little bit of attack, just to slow it down a little bit, almost to give it a more natural plucky bass attack if you like. A little bit decay as well, just to give it a little more natural feel. So already I've got quite a nice bass sound, really nice and low. There it is, really low, and that's going down a couple of octaves, but we'll stay up here for the time being. We also want to give it a more reasonable sustain level, so I'm going to bring it down somewhat. And the great thing about Reaktor as well is you can actually see the envelope here, and we also want a little bit of release. So, okay, that's not too bad. Now, one thing I need to point out to you with regards to the Reaktor synth, this section here, the modulation amount section, this is the same as the envelope amount in Zebra. This knob controls how much the filter envelope controls the cutoff. And in this case, we're going to give the filter envelope lots of sustain. We'll leave everything else down and we'll just affect the cutoff with a modulation amount. Now we can again lower the cutoff, bring the modulation amount up, depending on the type of sound that you're after. Let me just raise this up a little bit, maybe a little bit low. Now that sounds excellent to me already. You could add a little bit more cutoff, or reduce the modulation amount. So there you have it. It's that easy. And what you'll find is Zebra and Reaktor are very different synths, but now, just because we had the same architecture to work with, it's been relatively easy to get the same type of sound. Obviously they're not going to be the same because the filters will sound different in one synth, and the waves and the oscillators will sound different because of the unique characteristics to each device. But as you can see, settings on from one synth to another are transferable. So if you say, okay, I want to learn Zebra, so you learn Zebra, pretty much any other synth you go to that has the same parameters will be exactly the same to program, albeit with its own unique characteristics, and may require a little bit of fiddling around here and there, but it's basically the same. So that's under 5 minutes. We've got a nice basic bass sound that's very workable from Reaktor. Okay, let's move on to the next sound. Again, the pad. So again, we'll go through the same process. Cut off up. gives me a basic working sound. And again, as always, I start with the volume envelope or the amplitude envelope. Now, being a pad, we need a long attack. Great how you can see what's going on here. Pay real attention to these, this will help your loads. As you can see, that's what's happening. Okay, we need to get some decay in there. Okay, you can't really see the decay because of the sustain. So if I bring down the sustain, you'll see what's going on. So the decay is the point where, when the attack has reached its maximum velocity, is the time that it takes for the sound to get to this level here, the sustain. So we need quite a high decay. And then our sustain level, maybe about there. And if we bring in the release, you'll see what's going on. So there you have an attack, decay, sustain and release envelope. Is quite low, so I'll turn it up. Okay, so we've got something that we're relatively happy with. Again, now we need to work on the cutoff. We want a low cutoff here. Resonance, maybe a bit higher, and bring in the envelope amount. Let's work on the envelope amount. So because it's a pad, we want a long attack, a long decay. It's great how you can see the filter working here. As you can see what happens. And it moves back nicely. As it moving into the sustain portion. Again, we need to get the sustain up, in this case, about there. Maybe too much. Again, use your ears, and we need a nice bit of release. Now that's really nice. However, if we take our fingers off the keys, the pad dies immediately. So we could turn up the release time. Beautiful. Now again, as you can see here, very basic synthesizer, very nice sound, and it's exactly the same principles as we followed in Zebra. But the beauty of this is it sounds so different to Zebra. This sounds, I don't know, it's just got its, Reaktor's got its own unique sound, as Zebra has as well. That's a lovely sound that you can again manipulate, mess around with yourself, maybe the modulation amount. To really bring the filter in, but it's maybe too much. Put the cutoff up a bit. Then you get some crazy stuff. Too much. So as you can see, nice and easy again. Let's move on to the next sound. The filter noise sweep, or a noise sweep, or whoosh, or whatever you like to call it. So this time we'll be utilising the noise oscillator. We need to turn that up. And our amp envelope as usual. So there's our noise. Again, we need to shape the amplitude envelope to how we like it to control the overall volume of the sound. So in this case, we're probably just going to have a lot of sustain, and we need some release for it to kind of fall off. Or, of course, depending on the type of sound you want, you don't, but we'll leave it like that for the time being. Okay, again, we're going to be manipulating the cutoff as usual with the cutoff envelope or the filter envelope, and in this case we need quite a bit of sustain, and of course we need our attack. Obviously put the attack up on the amplitude envelope depending on how you want it to whoosh in. And then you use the filter envelope attack to really make it, to make the cutoff come in over a prolonged amount of time. And we need some release on that as well, if that's the type of sound you're after. A little bit of decay time there maybe. Okay, there's a bit too much. Okay, we need some more decay, I think. Okay, it's pulling the filter back too quickly, wrong one. So we maybe need to... That was even faster. Too much. Another thing you need to be aware of as well in the Reaktor synth, the controls are very sensitive. One little move will make a huge difference. In this case, however, we don't want any release because we're looking for that rise in sound that cuts off at the end. Okay, so we need to get rid of a lot of this sustain. There you go. You could add a little bit more, but again, it's up to you. And of course, you can use the cutoff to make it much longer, or start from a lower frequency, change the modulation amount, or the filter cutoff envelope amount. Turn that up, maybe a little bit more. Try that. Look at the envelope. So as you can see, it's a case of messing around till you get the settings that you want, depending on what kind of whoosh you like. If you want something that's more pad-like, or maybe something that continues after the initial peak, put in some release with some sustain. Excellent. Okay, on to the final sound in Reaktor, which again is the acid type sound. So we go through the motions, up with the cutoff, up with the sustain. Now, just to point something out here, you're probably getting terribly bored of me doing this, but it's just the way I work. And sometimes I will actually have a preset saved that gives me this basic kind of setting that I can start with. But for this purpose, I know it can get a bit tedious, but I'm going to go through it because the point is to drill it into your head, all of these basic settings, because once you understand the relationship between them, then your synthesis will become so much easier. Okay, acid sound. It's reliant on the resonance. Our amplitude envelope, or volume envelope, whatever you want to call it, is very basic in this one. High sustain with a bit of release, which will probably change because we don't really want the notes to release too much. It's really just to help the notes be short without that little click. But we'll leave it up there so we've got something to listen to. And I'll just turn that up a bit. Okay, the important thing in this acid sound is the filter envelope and the way that it controls the cutoff in relation to this resonance setting here. So we'll turn up the filter envelope amount, and we don't want any attack because we want a fast sound, but we want a nice bit of decay to give us that acid sound. Now, so a bit of sustain. It's nice, kind of evens out the sound a bit. And then sound release. So we've got a nice acid sound there. Now it's a case of messing with the envelope amount, the resonance, the cutoff, and these three here to get the perfect sound that you're after. So once you've got that tuned to how you like it, here we go. Okay, and just to let you hear them all playing together in Reaktor, are you ready for this? And here we go. So there you have it, all the same sounds as we done in Zebra. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next video.